What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning into another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a great day, great week, almost a weekend. Let's up and go. Hope to see you for Fan Friday tomorrow. But here tonight, we're going to talk about those rookie minicamp tryout guys. So we talked about the undrafted free agents. You saw that show. Just to give you a little recap here are those 9 guys: Cooper, Dixon, Hook, Johnson & Johnson, Mays, Morin, Pierce, and Powell. Go check out the breakdown of all of those players. See them on the updated depth chart, all that great stuff. I'll show you that depth chart at the end of the show as well. But we're going to talk about all of these guys that were invited to rookie minicamp. So rookie minicamp is tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday. So you have 2 days, Friday and Saturday, for these guys. Some of these players are going to multiple rookie minicamps, so we'll see if they get offered. The Eagles do have a couple open roster spots, so anybody gets offered a contract to sign here, compete in the offseason, I will let you know. But we're going to run down and talk about all of these guys here, so bear with me. I know you've all been waiting for it, you sickos. So I appreciate each and every one of you taking the time, hitting that like button, sharing, subscribing, all the things you do to support the channel. I cannot thank you enough. Hopefully you enjoyed all of the draft content. We went through, broke down all the draft picks. I broke down all of the undrafted free agent signings. We're finishing it up with the tryouts. And then anybody that makes it, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about all the things we do each offseason where we're breaking down, the top additions in the draft and free agency, all that stuff, the cap space that you want to know this offseason. I will give it to you. But let's jump right into this. Let's take a look here. We've got quite a bit of players here. And this is just the list I have. There could be more that show up tomorrow, and I'll let you know if that is the case. But you see one running back, a few wide receivers, a tight end, a couple offensive linemen, a punter in there. And then on the defensive side of the ball, you got an edge. Another guy who played rugby coming from, okay, we've heard this story before. We'll see if this kid pans out. Then you got Ryan Meade, Joseph Vaughn. So a couple of linebackers there, few corners, and you got some safeties. So we're going to break them all down. But look, man, we're going to start it off different this time. Usually we start offense, then we go defense and special teams. We're going to start it off with special teams, go defense, and then offense. So starting us off, Guy Kroger. So 6 years at South Carolina, 6'4", 213 pounds. I'm not sure that he's 22 years old. I think I might have messed that one up. That's all right. 13 games played, 47 punts, 2,248 yards. That's a 47.8 yards per punt average. That is third in the nation. So kid's got a leg on him. He's got some damn leg strength in him. He's got some good hang time. And he actually has done a lot of trickery. So he had 7 passes, 205 yards, and 3 touchdowns. So got to watch out for the trick plays with this kid. He is also a left-footed kicker, a little different there. And he had tied South Carolina's games played record, didn't miss a game. He was out there doing his thing. So, hey, man, this gives Braden Mann some good competition. I'm actually intrigued to see what he does these next couple of days if he can make the offseason roster and compete for a roster spot. Now let's get into defense, and, well, let's just get this out of the way. Carson Patu. I don't got any stats on him because, well, he didn't play any football. He's 21, 6'1", 275. Kid is an ox if you have seen anything about him. Played for the Manly Sea Eagles in rugby, no doubt. You can see all the guys trying to get him down in the little pick there, but I really don't have much about him because, well, again, he played rugby. And I think it's Patu with an A, not an E. So butchering it there, but maybe we'll get to know him if he makes the team. We'll see what he brings to the table. There's talk that he's been practicing at linebacker and edge. So Patu, we'll see what you got to offer here in rookie minicamp. Now, we got an actual edge guy here. And this one, I think, could be one of my favorites. Definitely on defense, Kimon Rucker from North Carolina, 6'2", 265, 4'7", 40. Not exactly, making you super excited. These are the kind of guys you're going to see, though. When they're undrafted, it's for a reason. Injuries or their, measurables, things like that. So we'll see. But he's got a great pass rush arsenal. He's very athletic and a versatile piece that can move along the line. I think, he lacks a little bit of that length. So dropped a little bit, played at North Carolina. I don't know. But you can see he had 8 tackles for a loss, 6 sacks, had a good year last year. Had an interception even, a really fun one to watch if you catch that by any chance. But I was a fan of this kid, and I think this is a really good addition to add some competition to the edge room. Not sure he makes his roster, but hopefully he can make it on the practice squad, something like that. Best of luck. We'll see if he can even get past the invite period because they need to be signed. So best of luck, Rucker. Now up next, we've got some linebackers here, and one of them, Joseph Vaughn. Sorry, there's a lack of pictures for a lot of these guys too. So a little blurry McAnderson here, and I didn't really get to see anything of him. Not familiar with him too much, but 6'3", 238, 23 years old, played at Yale, then UCLA, 6 years in college, 4.66 40, and not many stats there last year, as you can see, but this would be a guy that maybe helps you on special teams. Very athletic, explosive player. He was a team captain. Now, he did have some injury concerns, and his consistency in play just kind of up and down. So I think that this is, the things I read about him, he has a chance if he balls out, plays well on special teams. Maybe he earns himself an off-season spot, but a tough battle he's got ahead. Now, Ryan Meade, this is a guy that definitely could play some special teams. He did it at Illinois. Athletic kid, got a great work ethic, high football IQ, but kind of lacks experience. Not the greatest in pass coverage, but he does have 4.51 speed. That's good for a linebacker. 6'1", 230, 24 years old, spent 6 years at Illinois, so a little bit older there. But look, again, these are guys that are fighting for jobs just to, compete on the 90-man roster this offseason. So they'd be lucky to, get on the practice squad. You never know, though. The Eagles have found diamonds in the rough with the undrafted signings. So we always talk about these guys because they are important. From top to bottom, we've got to know it all. Now, the next corner, Ridge Texada, whatever. There's a guy named Rowley Tejada. I wonder if he's related. But anyways, North Texas, 6 years spent there, 5'8", 179, 23 years old, runs a 4.4, 240, and this little son of a bitch is fun to watch. Now, he's somebody that played a little bit of safety as well. He's got great ball skills, a great athlete, that speed, man, but kind of obviously lacks that size and experience at the position too. So, look, he's 23 years old. This is one of those guys. It could be a diamond in the rough. He plays really fun, hair on fire kind of guy that we talk about. I love to see that. But that size, you're going to have to bring all of it to the table here these next couple of days, and best of luck to him. But we'll find out on Friday and Saturday. Now, another corner here, we've got Nick Tumer, who out of Indiana played 6 years, but also spent time at Stanford, 23 years old. He is 6'2", 199, runs a 4.5, 440, so not exactly the greatest, but this is another one of those versatile DBs who can play a little safety as well, so maybe we try him out there. He's got great size. He's got great length. Another, great athlete, high football IQ. Only problem is he hurt his pectoral. So injury concerns are never anything you want to see, but maybe that's why he dropped out of the undrafted range anyway. But look, Nicholas Tumer, former receiver even as well in high school. I think this is a kid that, he has talent, and that's all you're asking for with these tryouts. These are just kids coming in to try to get one of those last spots to compete this offseason. So, look, 1 sack, 3 passes deflected. He had a decent year. He's got the size. So, with that versatility, if you can play multiple positions, that will help you. And the last corner here, well, he can play safety too, Isaiah Green. And this is probably my favorite of the corners here. Although I did like Tumer's game. I think Green, he's actually got a 4.45. Saw listed 4.5, whatever, but a 4.45 would look much better. Some of these guys is really hard to find exact stuff. I try my best, but kid's got good length. He's 6'1", 200. He's got that nice frame we're looking for. Plays well in the zone, so he could fit right in here. He plays with that physicality. He's tough. That's what we want. But he's kind of an average athlete, unlike some of the other guys we've talked about here. But went to Campbell for a couple years, spent time at JUCO for a few years, so that's why he's 25 years old. But look, another guy maybe can help out, special teams, do some things. But hey, best of luck to Isaiah Green. And if you guys know anything about these players or want to add anything, any questions, please feel free to let me know. Now, this next safety, this was actually one of my pre-draft undrafted fits. As you can see, it says the projected round. We talked about it. Highly doubt he got drafted, but maybe someone takes a flyer on him in the 7th round. They did not. So he's got that 4.44 40 speed. That's great. He's got great leadership, resilience. We talked about high football IQ, a versatile piece, a freak athlete. These are the things we talked about during that show. He's 24 years old, and yes, that is Austin Eckler's brother here. And played 9 years, had an interception, pass deflected, tackle for a loss. A kid that could definitely come in and help you on special teams. That's where you'd have to start off. But, when you have that freakish athleticism and you play like he does, I just love his tenacity. I think the kid, he's got a future somewhere. We'll see if maybe it's on the Eagles practice squad, see if he can make it to this roster. But I think he's also going to someone else's rookie minicamp. So we'll see who gets him. Now, the final piece on defense here at safety, we've got Trey Jones III out of Texas A&M. Spent some time at Central Michigan before heading on over to A&M. And this is a kid, I think that, for me, again, any of these guys that you're looking at here are going to be, I think, lucky if they make the practice squad here. And I think Trey Jones, you don't see much in the stat category. 0 interceptions, 0 sacks, 2 passes deflected. If you're a stat watcher, you're going to be like, and I couldn't find a 40 time on him. I couldn't find really much of anything. I did get to see a little bit of tape. I just think that obviously with these guys, it's hard to find. But if you guys are Texas A&M fans or whatever's on your mind with this stuff, I'd love to hear from you. But he's got good size. 6'2", from the 215. Oh, no, that's just his weight, 215. But look, this is a guy, 4.52, I think was a 40 I saw. I don't know if that was official. So not exactly, the fastest guy here. But he was like an aggressive safety. He played well against the run that I saw. Another one of those guys that his work mentality, he's a great leader. He's got good athleticism, versatility. He played a little bit of linebacker as well. So this is a guy, he's a former safety, but it doesn't mean just because he played safety, he's good in coverage. Does have some issues there. Not exactly the fastest guy either. But, I just think that for me, these guys will be lucky if, they even get signed. So best of luck. But he is actually 24, not 23. I don't know how I messed so many of this stuff up. But trying to hurry here tonight. And I still got to go somewhere tonight. So it's just ridiculous. But that is the special teams. I did show you him and the defense. Love to hear your thoughts. Who is your favorite defensive player here? You hope that maybe we have somebody else coming in. Whatever's on your mind, I'd love to hear from you. But now we're going to jump into the offense, break down these guys. Love to hear your thoughts on this. Anything you want to add, any questions, all for it. But let's start off in the trenches here. Offensive line, Carage there from Tennessee. Spent a little time at Texas. And, this is a guy of a 6'6", 314, 5'3", 140, whatever. But he's 23 years old. 2 sacks allowed in 707 snaps. From what I gathered from this guy, don't really know much about him myself, but he's good in pass protection. He can play guard. He can play tackle. So that, versatile. Why the hell does it say tight end there? I'm sorry. I don't know what. I jacked everything up here. Bear with me, folks. But he's got short arms, so that's probably why he fell. And look, best of luck. You've got some good competition here on the offensive line. And then I don't think I changed his position. Well, I did. So Quinn Carroll, another versatile piece here that can play tackle, can play guard, but it's kind of like the same thing. Kind of struggles in pass protection, couldn't get his sacks allowed, but he's also got short arms. But he is 6'7", 315 pounds. Was at Notre Dame before going to Minnesota. 5'5", 940. Look, take that stuff with a grain of salt, especially with the linemen. But I think with versatility, that's going to get you somewhere. And when you have Jeff Stoutland, the sky is the limit. So maybe, just maybe, one of these guys can make the squad. Best of luck to those linemen. Now, let's get into the skill guys, finishing us off here on offense. Running back, Stewart. Let's add another Toledo guy. Already got 2 undrafted kids. Now we've got 1 at the tryouts, and he's got great straight line speed. This is somebody that, he is a returner. He's got great vision, kind of lacks the size and the power, not great at blocking or pass protection. So he's not much of the running back you're looking for, but 5'10", 185, 24 years old, 4'4", 240. You can see not much in the rush department, 4 yards per rush, but he did have 32.5 yards per return. Holy shit. 1 kick return. The kid is fun to watch. And, hey, man, always looking for competition in the return game. So best of luck to Stewart and the rest of the Toledo guys there. Now let's get into some wide receivers. And Darius Lacier up first. And this is a kid that I actually enjoyed watching. He's another one that's got good return skills, but he is a deep threat. He's got the size. He's got the hand, 6'2", 210, 4.65, 40. Kind of scares the living shit out of you. He doesn't have top-end speed. Kind of lacks a route tree and not exactly great at the point of catch. So that's why he goes undrafted. But with that size, man, you never know. Spent time at Eastern Michigan, then finished up at BYU, also some JUCO time there, 24 years old, 15.6 yards per reception. The kid was fun to watch. I'm not going to lie to you. But I think there's a wide open, competition for the back end of wide receivers. So sky's the limit for any of these dudes, that kind of size. Best of luck, man. Now, up next, I really enjoyed this kid, and Amarian Brown here. He's actually just a free agent tryout because he was undrafted last year. So I'm not going to give him that tag. We're going to go with just a free agent tryout, spent time with the Browns and the Bills last year before being cut. But he's got that speed, man, 4.37, holy shit. He's got some good footwork. He is a deep threat, great at tracking the ball. He can both punt and kick return. Now, he did deal with some injuries. He is very tiny, kind of has issues with the hands sometimes, but 5'9", 167 is exactly, jumping off the page for you. Spent time at Georgia Tech, then South Carolina. You see 12.3 yards per reception. Didn't do too much there, but in the special teams department, if you can help as a return guy in both areas, sky is the limit for you. So best of luck to Amarian Brown out of South Carolina there. Now, another wide receiver, Iffy Adeyi, and I'm sure I am butchering the hell out of that. I know it's Adeyi there at the end, but 4.35 listed 40, but there is talk that he ran a 4.28, which is insane. If he did, that no one even just took him on a 7th round pick or signed him as an undrafted free agent. So, look, he's got the speed. He gets separation. He's got good routes, good change of direction. He just doesn't have exactly the biggest frame. That is part of it. And he's just not physical. He's 5'10", 175, lacks a route tree. So he's got a lot of work to do. But, boy, does he have the tangibles here. Like, he has speed and he has the athleticism. You never know with the right coaching. 9 yards per reception, 6.3 yards per return isn't exactly jumping off the page at you. So if you're looking at stats, now if you're somebody that watches 40 times, that doesn't mean everything. So, I mean, best of luck to get out of Sam Houston State, 23 years old. Go get you some. Now, last up at wide receiver here, this kid was pretty fun to watch. Nassir Morgan. Now, it was pretty hard to find a lot of stuff on him, but Delaware Valley, 6'5", 210 pounds. That's right, 6'5", and runs a 4.31. What the? 22 years old. And obviously, Delaware Valley kind of lacks, the competition there. But he's got the size. He's got the speed. He's actually got a high football IQ, a diligent worker, great work ethic from everything I've seen. He's a leader on the team. Those are the things you're looking for, the intangibles. And then the weakness, I think, is just his technique about things. He just hasn't played at a pro level, at all. So I think with the right coaching, the right wide receivers around him, you hope that this kid, maybe he makes the all-season roster, can compete for one of those back-end spots with Johnny Wilson or, be the bigger receiver. We'll find out if he wants to be that guy, but that's it for the receivers. And then last but not least here, out of all the tryouts, not just the offense, but all of them, this is probably my favorite and probably most of yours if you know who he is, but Malik Carr out of Houston. Let me just tell you, this son of a... You're looking at this picture and you're saying, hey, why does he have a defensive lineman on the tight end? That is a tight end. Kid played at Purdue, played at Michigan State, then ended up at Houston there in his 5 years experience in college. 22 years old, 6'6", 265 pounds. Runs a 4.63 40. Played in 12 games, only had 1 reception touchdown, 19 reception. You see, 9.8 yards. Okay. Now, going to Houston, awesome. But I remember him in Michigan State. I actually kind of think I remember him in Purdue because when I was watching the tape Michigan State, it was like, oh, that's that kid that transferred. Can't tell you I remember too much Purdue. I just kind of remember Michigan State, him being a shitbag. And I'm just going to say he's really effing good. He's scary, man. He is so big, and he is so athletic for his size. He's a damn good pass catcher, too. He's not just huge. Now, with that size, you have the potential to be a blocker, right? But I haven't seen it just yet. I haven't seen that dominance out of him. I've seen it against lesser competition at times. I have seen flashes of it against good competition. But I think that, this is a kid that he's got the whole package. He needs to work on his route running and blocking. So that's huge. Obviously, that's why he goes undrafted. But the sky is the limit for someone like a Malik Carr. I love this kid. I think that he is somebody that could definitely make this squad at that size, with that speed, athleticism, the whole shebang, man. He has got it all. And I think that, clearly the tight end position is something important that we talk about a lot on this show here. But, I think Malik Carr's got a great chance. Can't wait to see what he does in rookie camp the next couple of days. That's all I've got for you here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. That was all of the rookie minicamp invitee tryouts, whatever you want to call them, for the next couple of days here. Been a long day for me, though, so going to try to get a little relaxation before I have to go run somewhere, then come home, and hopefully I'll get a little bit of sleep for this damn Friday. But if you enjoyed this video, do me a favor, hit that like button, share this bad boy, subscribe down below. But that's all I've got for you. Really can't thank you enough for taking the time here tonight. Hopefully you enjoyed this and the rest of the draft coverage. Go check out those other videos. I'll post links down below in the comments. But until next time, I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. You all stay safe out there, and as always, go Birds!